The next person I have on the list is Raymond Watson. You are now being promoted to a panelist, and you will be able to unmute yourself once you hear the tone.
Greetings, Chair and Board. How are you all doing this evening? Before I get into my remarks, I want to ask, why aren't Fontaine and Cohen, why don't they have their pictures up? I don't understand this. This is the community you supposedly represent. Show your face when we talk to you. It's called respect. And take your hand off your chin, too. Sit up like a professional. That's what you're supposed to be, right?
Mr. Watson.
Let me stop. Chair, you said everything I wanted to say, so I'm not even going to get into that. I want to speak to this, right? I want to understand how this board came to the decision in the first place not to release that information. I'm in this community, all right? I'm in this community, grew up in this community, so I don't want to hear that the police need to be, because they're out of control. And today I'm not only talking to you as a community member, but chief of the Mashapaug Nahaganset tribe. Why? Because the young man Jamal that got hit, even though they're saying they did it, is a Narragansett Indian. So because this board is choosing not to hold police officers accountable, now people from my nation are getting injured. So let me just go down the list, because there's a couple of individuals we have concerns with. Batista Rankin. I ran the Mount Hope Neighborhood Association for 9.5 years. Did countless community police forums. Have been involved in countless community events to build relationships between law enforcement and the community. Supposedly, you're from the East Side. Supposedly, you're here, I guess, representing that community. But in the 14 years I've been involved with Mount Hope, I have yet to see you at anything dealing with community police relations. Why are you on this board? What is your background that leads you to be on this board? Because it's not being a representative of the community. Mr. Cohen, as I understand it, you used to be the head of the police union or a police union or something like that. How are you on this board? How are you giving a biased opinion, unbiased opinion? You're not. Mr. Fontaine, you still got your thing blocked. You live in Barrington or wherever you live. You're from Boston. How are you representing the Providence community? You're not. The three of you need to go. And Mr. DeRita, with all due respect, I heard you on some police advisory board for the City of Providence Police Department. How are you giving an unbiased opinion on this board? Chair, you said it correctly. This board has not accomplished anything. It has not resolved one case. But what it did do was vote to not show the public a police officer beating on a handcuffed man. That says to me that police officer is a public safety hazard. So why is this board not telling the community about a public safety hazard who's still on the force and still getting paid? I've been an ED. I've also been a board member. I know as a board member and as an ED, you want the support of your board, and as a board member, you give your support to the ED to get their job done. That's it. Whoever voted against sharing that, those 3 or 4 people I just mentioned, you ought to be ashamed of yourself and pay attention. Listen to me. The community's paying attention to you. You keep protecting this nonsense that's going on, and it's going to get very uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable.
Mr. Watson.
Social media, protest, what we do is what we're going to do, but we're going to direct it at the people that are making our community unsafe. Take my words. Thank you for listening to me, and peace kanash. You'll see me soon.
Thank you, Chief.